Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our alum and student Q&A. We are excited that you are all joining us today. This is an informal presentation, so feel free to raise your hand on MS Teams or add a comment or question in our chat box. So I am Kelly Gaskell, the Director for Student Development for Patel College, and I am very excited to welcome our panel today. I will start with our distinguished international alum, Cherish McCaskey, class of 2015. Do you want to wave? Welcome, Cherish. I then would like to introduce Chloe O'Hare, our Fall 2020 Coverdell Fellow. Wonderful. Then I will next introduce our international student, Boonma Thor. Welcome. I also would like to introduce Taylor Garrett. She's the treasurer of Globe, our student organization on campus. And finally, our moderator today is Coverdell Fellow Leah Mowry. So again, thank you all for joining us. I would love to turn it over to Leah. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy that you've joined our call today. And yeah, like Kelly said, it's informal. The point of this is to share what we know about PCGS, our experience, and then give it to you to kind of give you a better understanding about what the program's all about and what you can get from it. Just some general administrative things. We're going to do about 30 minutes of pre-made questions. So I have pre-proposed questions for the panelists, and then we're going to do about 15 minutes of questions at the end. So if you guys have any questions during, feel free to just put that in the chat, or you can save it until the end. But if you don't want to figure out your question, you can put it in the chat and Kelly will moderate that. But like Kelly said, I'm the Coverdell Fellow for this year with the Office of Student Development, and I work closely with Kelly. And I decided to do this panel I know that as I was coming to PCGS, I thought it would have been really valuable to have this. And I think it's really good to give people a better idea of what PCGS is all about from a personal student perspective. So to get things started, I just want to ask all the panelists to kind of give us a short hello, tell us where you are in the program, or if you're still in the program, your concentration, and just a little bit of background about you, maybe your education or work before attending PCGS. So I'll start with Chloe.
Okay, hi everyone. So my concentration right now is climate change. I've been at PCGS for 3 semesters now. Before coming to PCGS, I got my bachelor's in environmental science from the University of Florida. I graduated in 2017, and then I moved to Senegal to begin work with the Peace Corps in September of 2017. So I was an agroforestry specialist over there for 2 years, and I got back in November. And then I started graduate school in January.
Cool. Boonma, would you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Boonma. I'm actually from Laos, a country in Southeast Asia. And I'm a Fulbright scholar. So this is also my third guest. My background before I joined the college, my background is environmental engineering and management. And I had a few years working experience about environmental work in a hydropower project back in Laos. I also had some previous work about water supply sanitation for rural communities. And at the same time, I also work for an international organization which helps the government to develop a green growth strategy and the renewable power policies or electric cars, how to promote electric cars, and also solid waste management. So pretty much my background is somehow well in line with what are offered at PCGS. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Oh, I'm sorry. My concentration is sustainable energy, and I'm also doing my certificate in climate change too. Thank you.
Great. And then what about you, Sherish?
Good afternoon, everyone. My previous degree was a bachelor's in human nutrition, and I mainly focused on community nutrition. I worked in various nursing homes and such. My concentration was water. I graduated in 2015, so I think I was maybe the second or third class that PCGS had. So I was kind of like the guinea pig group of it. What else was it? What was the other portion of the question again?
Oh, just what your background was
Oh.
and what your concentration was.
Okay.
Okay, and then Taylor, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
my background is I got a bachelor's of science in geology from University of Florida in 2014. I've been waitressing since then at the Columbia restaurant. I started the master's program in January. My concentration is climate change. I'm doing my certificate in sustainable energy. And I'm currently working on a food waste project with Moffitt Cancer Center and Rosebud Continuum, which is an eco-education center. And then I am also the treasurer of Globe, which is our student organization.
Great. So the next question I'd like to ask, I think Sherish, because you were one of the first people kind of when PCGS was beginning, what was it that like brought you to PCGS and drew you to PCGS?
For me, it was in the process of moving back to the island of Barbados, where I am now. And I wanted to return with an innovative degree that would combine human nutrition and some humanitarian efforts, because I like helping people directly and I want it to be marketable. And I knew I didn't want a job that was behind the desk. I like field work. So this degree opened up like all the doors for me to do traveling and such like that. And where I work now in a nonprofit organization, I wouldn't be able to have that job unless I started with a degree such as this.
Yeah, definitely. Funma, you as a international student, I know you mentioned that you're a Fulbright scholar. What was it that specifically drew you to PCGS?
Actually, my journey is a little bit different. So for me, when I apply for the scholarship, is pretty much depend on the sponsor office. So they will send along our application to several universities and then see if our area of study would be accepted by the university or the college. And I feel very happy that the Patel College have me here because all the offer is very in line with my area of interest in my area of study. So yeah, that's my journey.
Nice. Well, I'm glad it worked out. So the next question is, what is one project you felt is the most important during your time at PCGS, either work, internship, or school related? Taylor, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So, like I said, I've been working on a food waste project. I really like the opportunities that there are in this at PCGS. I basically saw all the food going to waste at the Columbia restaurant and started collecting it. And my professor, T.H. Culhane, he actually lives off grid at Rosebud Continuum. So my goal for my ACE, which is our capstone project, is to run his RV off of food waste alone, which is really neat. Instead of throwing it into a landfill, which is, I think, the third contributing factor to greenhouse gas emissions. So I've been really involved in the school and with Globe and everything. And the core classes too have a lot of really good projects where you get to network with communities. I know that I've worked with Manatee County already with the solar project. And then right now we're working on a project with Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. And we're working with the city of Largo, Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Manatee for this project. So directly with the county commissioners, we're working with people from NREL, which is the National Renewable Energy Lab. So you get to really network with people, and there's a lot of internship opportunities. It's really nice to have that.
Yeah, how involved the professors are with the college, and then also how they give you a lot of opportunities, and your projects will oftentimes, for your class projects, have real life applications. I think that's something that's really valuable as well. Chloe, do you want to answer this question as well? Projects that you've worked on or something that you find is valuable?
Yeah, so like Taylor mentioned, last semester, the spring semester, we did a project with Manatee County. With 2 classes, we did research on what other counties were doing with their solar project. And then with another class, we did a huge greenhouse gas inventory that was used directly by Manatee County. So we assessed all their buildings and facilities, and we put it all in a system called ClearPath. So we got to learn how to use this program. And then we gave them the data and gave them suggestions for how to lower their emissions, or which buildings were emitting the most greenhouse gases, things like that. And we did this huge report. It was a semester-long project that is being directly used by the Manatee County government. And I thought that was a really cool project. And I've noticed that also PCGS professors really encourage you to experiment and share what you're working on. So I love food and growing food. I'm getting my certification in food as well. So I garden a lot, and I was really encouraged to share my processes and kind of teach other people, I guess, what I'm doing. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback with that. So that's been great.
Cool. Yeah, I think that just touches on how collaborative this program is, and how it's not really just like one concentration, one avenue. A lot of them are interdisciplinary, like how you said, you worked on kind of the same project in 2 different classes. And I know that that's what's happening right now with the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council, right? That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening with that too. So that's cool. My next question, Cherish. So I know that when you started PCGS, or when you did the program, it was a little different in terms of the final application project. So just to give everyone kind of context, right now we have what's called an ACE, where that's your final capstone project. You usually do that your last semester. And it's just your way of doing either a research project or an internship, and then you write a paper on it and you present about it, and it's kind of closing out your education. And you had a kind of unique experience doing that, as being one of, like you said, the guinea pigs in the program. So would you want to share a little bit about what you did?
Sure. What I did was I applied to a few nonprofit organizations that were in Barbados with the help of Dr. Dorsey and a few of the other instructors, because at that time we were able to basically they will help you do your internship anywhere in the world, literally anywhere you wanted. Once you had these certain things in place, you can go. So I was at a place called CaribSave, where they work with small and developing states on small programs such as farming, water usage, fisheries, the coastline. So I was able to do an internship and double over as doing my research paper also. And that organization helped me to actually write the research report because it was my first time writing something that was over, I think it was between 20 to 30 something pages long. I like that I was able to do it in Barbados because that's where I was moving back to and wanted to work. So it was a networking opportunity and a step up to other employment.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good opportunity. Is anyone else, Taylor, you kind of mentioned your project already, but do you want to talk about that in the context of how you're turning it into your ACE?
Sure. So my idea started during like my second class at PCGS. It was one of TH's classes, which is navigating the FEW nexus, which stands for Food, Energy, Water Nexus. And just kind of got me thinking that all of this food is going to waste. My project did get shut down in the beginning with the Columbia, but TH lined me up with Moffitt because they had tried to start it with Moffitt in the past, but it didn't work out for some reasons with pickup and drop off. So I just kind of made a lateral move to Moffitt, which is more convenient anyway because it's right there on campus. So now I collect food waste from them and bring it to the biodigesters at Rosebud Continuum. I pick up Monday through Thursday and then go to Rosebud about twice a week usually. And we get clean burning methane gas that can be used for cooking or water heating or to run a generator. And you also get slurry at the end, which is basically nature's fertilizer. So we use that for gardening. And the idea for me is that I want to show that you can actually save money. I want to make it applicable to businesses like grocery stores and restaurants to show them if you have like a biodigester, then you can produce your own energy. You won't be contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. You'll lower your amount of waste, you'll lower your electric bill, and you can grow your own food. So I think that proving it by showing exactly how much food I've collected and my process and running TH's RV 24/7 just from food waste, showing how I did that would make a really neat research paper and a tool for companies to like look at later to see like, oh, we can use this. So that's my idea. And your professors really help to mold it. Like you can just talk to them, say, hey, I have this idea, and just go off the top of your head and they'll work with you until you have something solid to work with, which is different than my undergrad experience by a long way.
Yeah, I think that it's a really cool project and I think it'll be really successful and a really good example to other organizations and whomever that is possible. The next question is, what are some classes that you felt are especially beneficial? And Boonma, would you like to answer that question?
I forgot to mute me. Well, like I said before, actually, all the classes offered at the Patel College, I think, because it's all about sustainability. So to me, all the classes that related to climate change or food waste or energy, water, and those kind of things, I find that very, very, very important to me because in order for you to become a how can I say, become a better, or to have a better career in the future in the sustainability sector, you need to have those kind of like knowledge or information overall about the sustainability. So I found that all the classes is very related and informative, and it's very useful to me. Yes.
What about you, Chloe? What are some classes you thought have been really beneficial?
In the spring, Taylor mentioned a class, navigating the FEW nexus. I loved that class. It's just really engaging. TH is really engaging, and you just learn so much from it. And I'm in also a food safety class right now, and it's so interesting. I look forward to reading the coursework every day because it's just fascinating to me. So those are two that have really stuck out to me so far.
Yeah, that's good.
I agree too. The Few Nexus class really expanded the way that I think about schooling and the world. So I feel like that's a really good first semester class, and that's what got me into my project in the first place. And I switched my concentration because of it too. And then also, I really liked Renewable Power Portfolio because it gave you a really good foundation of all of the different kinds of renewable energy that are out there. So it's a good like baseline to start at.
Yeah, I think that one caveat to the food, energy, water nexus class is something that yeah, I took a class with TH and it definitely expanded the way that I kind of view things, but also he has a different approach to learning where he doesn't give you traditional assignments. It's kind of like you make up your own assignments, which some people see that and experience that and they really run with it. It lets their creativity run free, but then other people have a hard time with it. But I'm glad that you guys were able to get that out of that class. One of my other questions is that the college offers a number of certifications for students, and have any of you guys pursued any outside certifications?
I've pursued my LEED certification. So far, I've done the training. I haven't taken the test yet, but I did pursue that through the Patel College. And LEED is, I'm forgetting what the acronym stands for, which is terrible, but it's for sustainable building. Really cool, really important certification. Cherish was actually saying that she wished she had gotten it when she was at the PCGS. So I need to do the test, but that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, has anyone else gotten any? No. Well, I can talk a little bit about our certification. So something that PCGS offers is we have like a student development handbook where we have resources where it's not only like courses and kind of like a sample plan a little bit, but it also, and what you kind of should be doing while in the program, it also includes a list of different certifications. And some of those are LEED. We have a partnership with the LEED people where usually once a year, once a semester, I don't know which one it is, we offer like a kind of partnership with them, and you can get a discounted rate on the training and on the test by being a student. And then we also offer a grant writing certification that I'm going to be doing, and that's through, all of these are through outside kind of partners, and we just identify these, which we think will be really important for people. Grant writing for myself, the reason I'm doing it is because I want to go into the nonprofit sector, and LEED I also am doing, but that's kind of something towards people that want to work more in like city or kind of the company, large corporation sector. But that's something, both of those things in one of the sectors you want to go to are very valuable and very important. I help look at jobs, and a lot of them say that they require that. So definitely capitalize on these certification opportunities, like Cherish said, because it's a great opportunity while you're a student to do it, and it will just only give you a leg up.
There was one certification I got this summer, which I do think was a collaboration between PCGS and the Clio Institute, now that I think about it. But the PCGS told us about it. It was a free certification in food and climate justice. It was like a couple weeks long, and I know one of the professors from the PCGS, they were panelists in that as well. So they offer a lot of free certifications as well that the professors are involved with. Yeah,
I did that as well, and I thought it was a really good thing to do. Finally, what is something unique that PCGS has offered you, either educationally or professionally? What's something that when you guys walk away from this, or Cherish, in your case, when you did walk away, what's something that you feel like you got out of PCGS that you're not going to be able to get from other places?
I like the open door policy that the instructors had. I spent a lot of mornings and evenings in some of the instructors' offices because you have to do a lot of group projects. And me coming from Barbados, or I could speak for some of the international students, the cultures, traditions, things are pretty different, how you speak to people, how you agree about things. So the instructors helped me bridge the gap to merge better in groups. So I encourage new students to please get to know your instructors. Go to their office, even if you don't have a specific question, at least introduce yourself, let them introduce themselves to you. Another thing I would say is do not burn any bridges. Recently, I applied for another master's degree at the University of West Indies in land management and environmental resilience. And it was a late admission, but I spoke to Kelly and she helped me to reach out to Dr. Gabriel Michael to write a testimonial for me. So, you know, you apply for any type of programs or even employment, you will need a reference letter. This is 5 years later, they still remembered me. I asked for the letter, I received it. So I think that open door policy, it holds true, not while you're there, but when you're gone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think that's really valuable too, that the professors, it's not just a typical kind of student-professor relationship. They really have an open door where they want you to come to them. They want you to ask them for opportunities. I personally work really closely with Dr. Brooke Hansen, and me and like 3 of my friends, we've gotten internships and like different opportunities because we know her closely, and she's like really a champion for the people. If you're trying to work, if you put in that effort, then you'll only get it in return, and you'll get so much out of it from trying extra hard and putting yourself out there. Does anyone else want to answer that question?
I would say what you mentioned earlier, the hands-on experiences that you get, like the real world experiences, are really valuable.
Oh, I will also say attend any seminars, workshops, lectures, even if it's not in your specific concentration, go to them. You will always learn something new. You will learn what the new trends are. You get to network. You get to see how the lecturers speak, what kind of research they're doing. It's an educational opportunity, not only just to learn, but even for public speaking skills. You can see how they interact with the audience. You can see how they field questions. It's just so much you can learn from just a simple seminar workshop. Even if you go for a half hour, you will learn a lot. And as an alumni, I still have that chance. If I was physically in Florida, I would still attend.
Well, one thing I'll say is that our speaker series is online. Now it's virtual, so if any of you, and that goes out to all of you, our speaker series for this fall, and also we're planning for this spring to also be virtual. You can tune into those. If you look up our Eventbrite, all the links are there, and then that's kind of a way that you can either stay connected to PCGS or get connected and kind of figure out how things work and the sort of people that we bring in and the different work that you could do within the sustainability field. Those are all of my questions. So now I think we can open it up to your questions. So if any of you guys have any questions you'd like to ask, you can raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Otherwise, if there's questions in the text box, Kelly, would you want to read those out and let us know what people are asking if they have asked anything?
I'd be happy to, Leah. Thank you. Don't be shy, everyone. We're friendly. Oh, okay, I see 2 hands. We have Kayla. Hi, Kayla.
Hello. Hi, I have a general question about Tampa. So I know University of South Florida is in Tampa. What are some things that you enjoy about Tampa and its community?
I can answer that question. I came here from Chicago, and when I first came down here, it definitely is like a different city. The location of USF is in North Tampa, so it's not like quite exactly downtown. But I really like the downtown, and being from Chicago and also going to undergrad at University of Minnesota, I just really like the weather and being able to be outside and wear whatever I want like all year. The months from like October until March, early April maybe, is absolutely beautiful. And I every single weekend go out with my friends, either canoeing, snorkeling, to the beach, things like that. And that's just something really valuable that even if I am not here long term, the fact that I've been able to get my master's here and like do that on the weekends while also getting my master's is a really cool experience that I definitely have valued being here. Oh, Kelly, you're muted.
Our next question is from Cassidy.
Hello, everyone. I just had a quick question. I know some of you are still in the program, but I don't know if you know anybody outside the program or if some of you have graduated, but what type of jobs do people get after they graduate?
I think I could answer that. I graduated from the program 5 years ago. For me, I found that nonprofit organizations are easier to merge into because they're more, I don't want to say new, but they're more aware of what sustainability is, the impact it has on society. They're open to creative persons. And I think this particular program helps you to be yourself, to do a lot of research. It helps with your writing. It helps you with technical writing, case studies, marketing. So I would say, if you're not sure exactly which field you want to go into, try nonprofit organizations such as the United Nations or the Pan American Health Organization. There's so many. Just start there.
And if I may add, Cassidy, our Office of Student Development engages with students even before you actually become a student. So we help students by taking, a good look at what your passion is in sustainability, what sector you would want to join. So generally we have 3 sectors. We have the private sector, which is your major corporations. We have public sector, obviously state, local governments, universities fall under that. And then finally, we have the NGOs. So the first semester students, I invite all of them to meet with me one-on-one, and we have these discussions, and I help you kind of start your path in the college, who you should connect with, what community engagement projects might be good for you. Then we talk about certifications that would be good for your concentration. So a lot of our efforts are in supporting you and helping you develop into a sustainability professional.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
And also with that, we also provide like jobs emails to people. With the Office of Student Development, we send out job emails to the alumni and also the upcoming graduates and typically all students. So even if you're not getting ready to go out into the job force, you can kind of get a good idea of what jobs are out there and what jobs you want to get. I'd say from my experience with people that I know, I think a lot of people are like, you can either be a consultant. A lot of people would go on to be like a director of sustainability, either for a city or a company. I myself am looking at different like fundraising or communications jobs based upon the sustainable development goals, because that's what I'm really passionate about. And it's really just aligning yourself with what you want to do and then just finding something within that, getting yourself started. But the beautiful thing about sustainability is that it's not just one clear path. It's not like you get out and you have, well, it can be a little frustrating because it might seem a little daunting, but it's also nice because it's an up and coming field and you go out there and then it's just really, you can just find a job wherever. You don't have a defined path, and you know, a company or something you may never think would be involved with sustainability, they even have it. So like Coke, well, I guess that makes sense, but there's someone that has a lot of sustainability and stuff like that. So
Kayla, you had another question?
I'd love to know how some of you get opportunities with assistantships or research positions at school, especially those that will help you pay for your degree.
So I can talk a little bit about this. Well, I don't know. So through the Peace Corps, they partner with certain colleges, and that's, there are a bunch of fellowships you can apply for to help you pay for your degree. So I only know of the Coverdell one, but I do, through my research with Coverdell, I saw that there are a lot of other fellowships that you could apply for. There are a ton out there.
Kayla, if I may comment on that, the university has a site called Careers at USF, and every semester before the next semester starts, all the 11 colleges on the Tampa campus will post their positions. And so there are many opportunities for students. You just need to kind of align your skill sets with the different colleges. Internally to our college, we're the smallest college on campus. So we don't post graduate assistantships on the career site. My best recommendation is to obviously get to know your professors, because typically if they know your skills and they value you as a student, they're more than likely to, when it comes time to ask for a graduate assistant, you would have that advantage. Again, they're small because we're a small college, but we do have some. I would recommend looking at the careers website, and also the university has an Office of National Scholarships where you can also do a search there.
I want to address some of the questions that are in the chat. I saw on there that there's kind of a twofold one. Well, I'm going to make it twofold. So somebody asked about, are you able to pick more than one concentration? I think the answer to that is no. You can also only have one certificate. Kelly, do you know, are you able to pick more than one concentration? I don't think that you are.
Well, I'd like to refer that question to our admissions advisor. Is Jamie still online?
Yes, I am.
Hi,
everyone. I'm the admissions and your academic advisor and the final project coordinator. You are only allowed to choose one concentration. And like Leah said, we do have certificates, which would, if there were two concentrations that you were really interested in, you could get a graduate certificate without having to take any additional courses. We have graduate certificates in all of the concentrations except for policy and entrepreneurship. We are doing curriculum changes right now. So we are proposing to have a policy graduate certificate, and that proposal will go in by January, and we hope to have it approved. So if you did start the program either in spring or fall, hopefully that would be an option. The policy would then be an option. And so the graduate certificate is 12 credits, 2 of which are the core courses. And then what you would do would choose your 2 electives would align with the graduate certificate. And so with only doing the 30 credits, you could get your concentration with a graduate certificate in one of the other concentrations.
Thank you, Jamie. I think this next question you might also be able to answer. It's from Jesse Coates. And he says, I know that fall has been pushed online due to COVID, but are we able to complete our master's program fully online? Is this possible for any of the concentrations or only certain ones?
Only certain ones. All of the concentrations can be done fully online, except for business and entrepreneurship. That doesn't mean you'll be able to take every single course that we have, or any course that you want. It would restrict your courses a little bit. Some of the courses do not have online options. Most of them do. All of the core do. Most of the ones taught by our faculty do, by PCGS faculty, but we do have courses outside of the college that we have no control over, and many of them are in class only. Now, if you're applying for spring, it hasn't been decided yet whether or not we'll be doing it the way we're doing it this fall, which is this fall, all of our in-class courses can be done remotely. If we do that in the spring, and you want to be an online only student, you'll want to connect with me about your registration. So you could choose those courses that are typically in class and take them remotely. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, great.
Thank you, Jamie. One that I think, for the sake of time, we only have a few minutes left. I wanted to address the, someone asked about working, and I think that that's like a common question that I've gotten in Q&As I've posted. So other people, if you guys would like to answer, have any of you worked part/full-time while doing this program? And was this easy to manage between courses, research projects, etc.?
I can answer this one. So I waitress on the weekends. It's extremely difficult to balance, but I suggest just taking it at your own pace. The first semester I did 3 classes and I felt a little overwhelmed. I was also working 3 days a week, all the way like an hour drive away. So now I only work 2 days a week and I'm only taking 2 classes. So that's mellowed it out a little bit, but that's with my project, which I do work on every single day during the week. So it's definitely doable. You just got to stay focused. But I am able to afford everything with student loans and I don't struggle very much. You know, it's just, you're able to do it. And a lot of people that I've known have worked on campus. That way they were right there when they might have to have a class and like go to work. They're already on campus. So that's an option too. And there's a lot of job opportunities in Tampa. So. Oh, and a lot of remote work now too. You might be able to find something at home, which would save you some time.
Also, going off of that, I've been a full-time student the whole time I've been in PCGS, and I've also worked the whole time. So I've done 3 courses every semester, and this semester I am working 3 positions and taking 3 classes, including my ACE. So I think that, like, I know I've talked with people before that are like waitresses, and I think that just the nature of that is very difficult to manage just because it's not very flexible and they typically want you to work a lot of days. It's not really a job where you can just work these set days, these set schedules. But in my experience, I thought it was pretty easy to manage working. Right now I work 30 hours a week, and it is a lot with three classes, like definitely is a lot, but I think that like if it's what you need to do, it's definitely manageable. And yeah. Start off your first semester, if you're planning on working full-time with just a couple classes, see how that is, and then you can move forward and see how you can handle that.
May I ask our panel if it's okay for our student development office to list maybe your contact email along with ours in case our potential students might have some additional questions after our session? Is everyone all right with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I wanted to thank the panel. I appreciate your time and your dedication in speaking with our potential students. Thank you, Cherish, from coming all the way from Barbados. Appreciate it. And Boonma, thank you for sharing your international experience. Taylor and Chloe, and who else? And Leah. Thank you all so much. Are there any final comments, Leah Mowry?
No, I just also wanted to say thank you, and you guys did a great job, and I hope that you guys All got a lot out of this, and if anyone has any questions that, like Kelly said, we're going to share it, but I'm more than happy. After a couple of these events I've hosted, people have asked me like follow-up questions that weren't answered, and then also I've talked with people on the phone, so if anybody wants more of your questions answered, I'm more than happy to do that. And also Kelly has meetings with people who are interested and talks with them as well, so you could really set up a meeting, and if we didn't get to all of your questions, there's opportunities for them to be answered.
And Jamie is also available as your admissions advisor.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.